We are live. Did I forget something? Perhaps something to plug in? So I believe so. Alright, smooth as butter. Nice. Alright, let's see if I can give that link a go. Resource drop bonus. Can't say no to that, can I? That can I? There we go. Ah, excellent. A little bit of that. Ah, this again. Alright then. What's up, Sorty? Oh, why is that? Why are you sad? Let's pull this up. Yeah. Well, I mean, I can't really, you know, duo stream Minecraft without Dashi, and even then, I don't know, it just wouldn't be really the same, just me, right? But I can keep, I can open the server for you if you want to. Although I do think Dashi recently posted in the Wisdom channel on Discord that from now on Minecraft will still be a thing, absolutely. But I think it's only going to be once a week community for all of you. Because I think we're going to focus on much more quality content. It's better that you probably read it than me telling you. And I'm gonna say this too, I haven't actually heard anything from Dashi now for, what, like 3-4 days? So I'm kind of in the dark on this one too. So I'm just gonna keep on doing this until I'm told I don't have to. I know, right? It's odd. I thought it would be today. I thought he would contact me, but I suppose he is still busy. So I suppose that's the reason. However, if you want to watch something else, we could do that. I'm not sure if I am capable of streaming other games though, and I will need thumbnails for it, so maybe it's not a good idea to branch out today. Yeah, so you'll see more of this. I have so many formats now, it's getting ridiculous. Alright then, what do you got for me? Loading. Alright. Thanks for that load of encouragement. Yeah. So I gotta ask you, have you taken some of those anime tips that I gave you? Or manga, I mean, either one works. Let's switch katana, I'd say. I want to play a little bit with this one. Oh, you're in from Mountain Hurts. You don't have to, Sorty, and don't worry if that's those sorts of things. Yeah, we are supposed to deal with them ourselves. Let's see. Alright. It's just that if you want something special today, you know, to maybe commemorate that it's Friday, something song, whatever Friday, I could perhaps offer something special. But yeah, that's the thing, right? This is labeled as a Warframe stream, so I don't know. That's what I'm saying. But I do want to thank you for that thumbnail. It's very much appreciated, especially when you know, it became all chaotic there at the end. So yeah, I really appreciate it. Thanks, man. Let's see if there's anything valuable to purchase today. Man, that's a lot of people. Other than that, actually, Sorty, I do have a question. For future streams, what would you really like to see me play solo? You know? Any ideas? We can brainstorm if you want to. League is an option. It's a little bit more in Shady's territory, but it could potentially actually be done. You and I can even play together. And I do think that Jackie is available for that, although I don't know if she's feeling better at the moment. You are correct in that. I do actually, I take League games very seriously. Like, it's kind of dumb how serious I take them, but you know, I don't want to play ranked really. I don't find a lot of fun in that. And you know, I can enjoy a ridiculous comp if it works as much as anybody else. I only get salty if I'm doing badly because, you know, that means I'm weighing down the team and I don't like that. If others do weigh it down, then I don't judge. Because it just means that I get my chance to shine. Holy shit, they actually sold. Oh my god, oh my god.
Choice items from the void is now available for viewing.
Okay. Wow. I never thought this item would actually appear. Shetira? What is that? Yeah, lame. Cool. Yeah, exactly. I know. I'd like to, you know, just play Darius and, you know, have a great time with that. Oh my god, that was so great. That was so much fun.
Now you have something to work toward.
Oh my god, yeah, that oop. Oh, yeah, that was... I had a lot of fun playing with you, mates. That was great. Okay, what do you got for me? Well, I don't... I have 4 of them. Jesus Christ. I don't need that many. So actually, yeah. Sword, I will consider a League stream at some point. And perhaps we can all play together. Who knows, maybe we can even be in... we can talk over Discord or something like that. I don't know. Maybe Jackie can also tag along. yeah, that'll be on the table. Actually, no, not on the table, that'll be on the fridge, which is essentially like, yeah, it's gonna happen. It's not gonna be considered, it's gonna happen, just, when, I don't really know. It's still a little uncertain of how all of this is gonna look. Ah, well, that helps. I don't really know how my schedule is gonna look like in the future. The summer is approaching, and I got work coming up, but I'm not gonna be busy all the time, right? Let's see. Yeah, I found myself a summer job. Because I appreciate a good hard work even when I am off work, technically. I'm the type of guy who likes to move around and do stuff. It's really funny. There was this one period of summer where I did jack shit. And like I just took a step backwards after that and just realized how little I remember it, how empty it all felt. And so I resolved to, like, I never want to get that feeling again. I want to have every day mean something. I want to have, like, memories of, you know, I don't know, just effort in it. And so I always try to keep myself occupied when I get a lot of time on my plate. Not to say that chill days are not cool, because I do know they are very cool. Alright, let's sell these. Okay, you give me that melee prompt.
Some interesting gear you have, Tenno. I guess minimalism is making a comeback?
Oh, what a burn. I'm buying this.
They say money can't buy class, but I think you just proved them wrong.
This place is gonna become 25% more awesome. Oh dear. But hey, let's talk about something else. I'm ready to talk about just about anything. What's the higher? That makes sense. You won't really get some of your first job offers or summer job offers until you reach like 15 or 16 or something like that. I actually don't even remember my first. So that makes sense, but it's good on you to go to the gym. I only started going to the gym a year ago. I've been try-harding my best on that. It's a lot of fun, actually. If you just have music in your ears and you constantly have goals set in front of you, it can actually be really easy and fun to get into, you know? All you have to do is set up essentially like a couple of activities. It depends really on what you want to go for. If you want to, you know, build muscle, or if you want to build, you know, intolerance, you know, that you can run longer. And based on that, you can try to reach higher goals. For example, if you want to get better endurance, you do a activity, you know, let's just say push-ups. Or no bad example, lifting weight, for example. If you want to lift, you know, 10 kilograms or something like that, you do it like 100 times to get better endurance. But if you want to get better muscles, you always increase the weight, you know, like you lift it even heavier stuff instead of more often. Yeah. I think that's also what Dashi really wants. Or actually, not really. He is like really against exercising because he doesn't want to be like all muscle bound and large. He likes the whole slim figure. And I'm kind of behind him on that. But I think that there is plenty of room for a little bit of muscle here and there. Okay. Alright, let's equip some awesome pressure points. Oof, this stuff is expensive. Ow, that extent. I see. Would you say that you are like Samwise Gamgee? You know, fat hobbits. But not really. Maybe it's time to start forming this one. Because for me personally, I'm not like either Frodo or Sam, really. I'm like in the middle. You know, you're kind of right, although not really. Fun fact, Shady is actually like a little shorter than me and Dash, I think. You know, we don't really meet, you know, face to face, and even now, like, I kind of have already forgotten how we all like kind of look, you know, body comparison, because we see each other's faces on camera. That's like it. But I always like felt that Shady was a lot taller than me, but not really. He's just equal size. He looks so much more adult with that beard of his. And I can never grow a beard for the life of me. I cannot, like, not a mustache, nothing. It's a tough life, you know? Let's actually upgrade this thing. Or maybe not. I'll think about it. That's good. Then a little bit of fun with this. Okay, to adventure. Let's see what to do. Form a catalyst. Yeah, it's good enough to hunt for that, I suppose. What else do we have? Latron. No, thank you. What do we have on the bounty board?
Now, just in case some of you ain't doing all this out of the kindness of your hearts.
Kill more stuff, kill more stuff. I'd like to do the Ore Valley, but it just lags like crazy.
Say good night.
They are absolutely in the same universe, Sorty. The Hobbit is a prequel that leads into Lord of the Rings rather smoothly. And whether or not you like the Hobbit trilogy, that is much more up to you and up to the mates. I personally like the Hobbit quite a lot, and I am somebody that knows the Hobbit book very well. I have read it a lot of times when I was young. It was like one of my favorite books. And I didn't mind a lot of the changes they did. Yeah, funnily enough. Let's see, what else? There was something more I was gonna say about that. Yeah, I think The Hobbit... The reason I like it a lot is... What's up, Orlando? The reason I like The Hobbit quite a lot is because it has a lot of good character moments. And just so you know, when it comes to games, movies, stories in many cases, I have a really good, big soft spot for good characters and good character moments. I'm really big on that. I've always really liked that.
This is the future. Power,
Time to stab.
prestige, the pinnacle of the warsmith's art.
Alright, let's do this. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fanciest ship of them all? Not mine, I have to admit that. But I'd still have better class, I feel. But yeah, Sword, I hope that long discussion fills you in. That is a very, very good question. Well, good for you, Orlando. I hope the surround sound is very, very nice for you. I am not jealous. I am not jealous at all. Who's saying that I'm jealous? I'm not. Anyway, Sword, many times, a story starts as a book, right? That's how they first come into creation. And books have an advantage because they can, you know, be done under a much longer time, right? They can... You get to see essentially the character's perspective, you know, you get to be in that character's mind, you know, what he thinks, what he feels. There's a big advantage in that when it comes to storytelling. And, you know, you can have as many pages as you want, whereas movies, you only have roughly, you know, 2 hours to tell your story. So already books have an advantage. They can flesh out the setting, the characters, and the story even more. But movies, you know, have a much better visual aspect to them, and can you know, make spectacles, and also are just easier to understand and to take in than books, for example. Some people don't really like to read books, you know, some have a hard time doing that. But let's make some examples, because let's, for example, compare Game of Thrones from the books to the show. Well, I'll say this, that the books, you know, get it so much better into detail and flesh out the setting so much more, and the show is actually sometimes bad with stuff like characters and writing and story. But it always makes up for in spectacle. It fleshed out things that you could never really grasp while in, but the book can also describe things as much grander than they are. And of course, then it comes that one thing, that a movie or a show have to change things. That's just natural. You have to either limit yourself or you have to adapt it a little bit more, because some things are just not going to work in a movie format. Lord of the Rings is one of the best examples of doing changes to the book, which I feel fits in really well. Lord of the Rings is probably one of the best movie adaptations you could ever find. Games, now that is a better question. Because there's also, of course, the fan base, you know, who will compare everything to the book and basically say, you know, like, this is inferior, you missed out on this, you forgot to add Tom Bombadil in the original movie, which, in my opinion, was a good thing, because I don't really like Tom Bombadil. Massive shocker, but I feel Lord of the Rings is better off without Tom Bombadil, who was in the books. Some will not like me for that. But games. Books to games. That is a good question. So, there aren't that many games I can think of who are based on books. But there are, for example, the Witcher games, and they are based on books. And the Witcher games are fucking amazing. Alright, Sword, to make a long story short, Tom Bombadil is almost this ancient, happy-go-lucky guy who lives in the forest, and the hobbits encounter him, and he's all like, "Hey Bombadil, Tom Bombadil, Edu, Medihu, my hearty," and he's very silly, and he doesn't really fit in into the book. It just doesn't really work. The thing was that originally the guy who wrote Lord of the Rings, he wanted it to make a kid's book, and so it was very silly and innocent, but then he decided he's gonna make it much more for adults. And so he still kept it there, and so you can kind of feel that the feelings are a little bit mixed in the beginning. So yeah, that's who Tom Bombadil is. And if you want to, you can Google, Lord of the Rings Tom Bombadil, and you will see what he is. Personally, I don't think he would fit at all, because Lord of the Rings is much more, as we Warhammer 40k fans would call it, grim dark. And if you want to know what grim dark is, how that can be defined, that's a fun little conversation we could do. Anyways, books to games. The Witcher games are an excellent example. And again, games can, take their time and flesh out the setting much more, or just as much as books can, actually, and also show the spectacle. By that logic, games, have the possibility of being one of the strongest medias in existence. The problem is that many times corporates who have that power and that money don't do that and just make loot boxes instead. Yep. But hey, there's always gonna be those stories that are just amazing on their own, right? A great example is Undertale, right? There'll always be stories that corporations have no touch in and can be great and glorious on their own. There will always be those who make single-player games, who make stories that are good, who are timeless. And that's also something I believe very fervently. Good writing, whether it be, a story or just a good game in general, is timeless. It doesn't matter how old the graphics are or anything like that. They will always endure. Star Wars is a great example of that. Lord of the Rings is a great example of that. Good writing. That's why we still remember them. That's why we still cherish them so deeply. Now, let's see. Any other books that became games?
This is the future. Power.
Oh, I would need a
Precision.
sniper. What else? I mean, there are some Game of Thrones games, but they're all rubbish if they're not, most Game of Thrones games have been sold out to, slot machines and other absolute garbage like that, like, mobile games. It's a bloody shame. But hey, I mean, it probably sells like bucket loads for the guy who wrote them.
This is the future.
What else?
Power.
What else?
Precision. Prestige. The pinnacle of the Warsmith's art.
Trying to think here. Damn it. I can't really think of any, but they do exist. And it goes to the simple idea that games have essentially the potential to be both worlds. A lot of exploration of the setting, the characters, and much, much more. And also to show it, and we are able to feel it. We're able to participate in it. Games are so incredibly great because of that. But to this day, games have never really been able to reach that potential, just because it's weighed down by the fact that it's a new industry, and so many corporations use it.
We have to move quickly. Once the Corpus realize what we are trying to do, they will use everything they can to stop us. Good work. We now have control of the rover. Hold on, Tenno. Things just got more complicated. The Corpus had corrupted the rover's power cell. I can reconfigure it, but its new source of power will be your Warframe's shields. Corpus walkers are heading to your location.
Boom, headshot.
So far, so good.
Actually, this is can be a fun question. What is your favorite video game story? Do you have any?
The Rover's contents will be a huge boost to our cause.
Boom, hit shots. For me, when it comes to like some of the best video game stories... Ah, welcome back, sir. I didn't know you were gone. I was just asking, do you have like a favorite video game story? You know, any video game where there was a story that you really loved.
We've almost reached the extraction point.
Or it can be a story that really moved you, you know, perhaps even tears. For me, I really liked, what was it? What's the name? Let me think. I really liked Final Fantasy X. That's where it was really good, I felt. Especially when I was younger. What else? I mean, Undertale, that's almost a natural. You are correct, Sword. This is Umbra. And, yeah, he's pretty cool, eh? Wouldn't you say? Yeah. Let's get out. And again, Sword, I have quite a lot of characters. Mm-hmm. And I like all of them. Or maybe... almost all of them. I think there are like 2 that I'm not really that interested in. Why are they leaving? Oh, come on, might as well finish what we started.
This is the future. Power, precision, prestige. The pinnacle of the Warsmith's art.
Yes, 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 very nice. Ah, but you know, that's cool, Sword. Nice. You've heard of it, or is it, do you remember when I told you about it? Such beautiful pieces of art. I'm impressed. Skin on the screen. Ah, okay.
Frontback, you're nothing if not predictable. I bet your advisors begged you to hide Animus somewhere defensible and undetectable. But you had to show it off, didn't you? As an investor, I must say I don't approve.
You're still in the clear.
You are
No
correct,
protection
Sword.
from enemy sensors.
This Warframe you get for free if you play enough story missions.
You ingrate. You could have had everything. And now you seek to ruin your mentor's hard work?
Your hard work? I didn't design Animo to be a weapon, and I would have never disabled its governor.
So hey, Sword, if you ever feel up for playing a lot of Warframe, this will be your reward at some point. But yeah, I think you already said that it's not really your cup of tea, this type of game.
You always were clever, but you never did have vision.
On the contrary, I envision this whole venture will come crashing down around you.
We fought with honor.
Each Tenno attack on my ambulance has been logged, analyzed, and refactored from our Animo project. You've brought these Tenno to their deaths. A terrible miscalculation. You've learned nothing from me.
Oh, I've learned one thing, Beck. Never underestimate the competition.
Nice little dialogue there, I will say. Warframe is a very strange setting, as people don't really think logically, or like aren't, well, are very alien to what we are nowadays. Like, it's a very mystical place, also a very violent place.
Hack that disabled ambulance and upload this protocol.
Like, humanity itself split into 3 sects, sort of. The ones who, well, the most civilized, advanced, chose to, well, embrace cyber technology and nano-machinery. One tried to...
Don't let them fix that ambulance.
One went full on Clone Wars on people, and the other side just, well, tried to stay normal, I suppose. But yeah, I need to focus on this one. Vampire. I didn't see anything about that. When you're knocked down, by the way, yeah, I say so many ums. When you're knocked down, you have this fight for your life chance where you draw your sidearm, and then one of your allies can spray healing salve on you and you can get back up. Damn, they do a lot of damage. Ow. As you know, when you were talking yesterday about Castlevania, did you know that it's based off of a romance history and all? It's a real city from Romania and types of... Really? Oh, wow, that's actually kind of cool when it comes to Castlevania. Huh, that's really interesting. That's pretty cool. Well, there we go. A franchise that are based around history. That's kind of cool. And he was a vampire, that's rather cute. But right, now that we're talking about Castlevania, so you have seen the anime. Actually, I haven't. I'm not really that much into very brutal and dark stuff. I mean, I can appreciate it, absolutely, but I don't know. It's not really my cup of tea. Did you check out any of the animes that we talked about yesterday?
Fire artillery! Scatter those stainless steel rats!
You know, it's really funny though, how so many games are actually inspired by, you know, mythology or something from real life. I mean, you know, technically, every single thing in our that we ever see and that we consume in literature is based around something from our history, right? Because, you know, we have to get our inspiration from somewhere. And many times that inspiration is history. Ooh, okay. Ah, well that is a shame. Maybe you should consider doing that. Huh? I would, again, you know, just saying, you should check out Cowboy Bebop. It's pretty awesome. I've been loving it so far. Wonder if Alan's gonna show up. Wonder if he watched anything that I recommended. Yep, take it. Well, you can see... Oh, wait, actually, you can't see it. Ooh. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you. I have 1,140 health, and then, of course, there's also armor that you can get to essentially, you know, lose health slower. And, you know, you have your shield.
Worked my way to the top of the board.
But you can easily die if you're out in the open. Some Warframes are tankier by their very nature than others. Some are meant to be much more, you know, brute force and able to handle it. And of course, it helps that Excalibur Umbra is one of my mains, so I've upgraded him pretty well, and I want him to be pretty durable, so I've given him a lot of durable mods. Not only that, it also helps that I have 3 other companions here that can help me out. Boom, headshots.
Fire the artillery!
Whoa. Lasers. Come on, come on, come on. Of course, sorted. Good luck with whatever you're doing. Whew, close call.
You made your fortune on the backs of others, Fraud. Your hard work is their hard work. You let the burdens rain down while the credits trickle up. All we need is one more ambulance to be returned to the dropship.
Fire the artillery!
Heavy activity ahead.
Things seem tough. Nora knows, but believe. Though it's going out of style, there are people working to make this system a better place.
Fire artillery! Scatter those stainless steel rats!
Oh, cool. Maybe I see those plates. They're important for something, right?
You're done, fraud. This ends now.
Throw everything at them. They will not take this away from me. They will not win. They've not earned it.
I know this for certain, fraud. You've earned this. I'm sorry, Animal. Execute the protocol.
What was that? My ship? Ah, eject the bridge module. Eject it now.
Animal, once my pride and joy has been destroyed. I abandoned the project when I fled the Corpus. I should have known it was too powerful to leave in their hands. The Amulus proxies still
Target down.
exist, and they are
Assassination
no
contract
doubt
complete.
formidable.
Great work,
But the
Tenno.
threat of their superintelligence is now gone. Thank you, Tenno.
Yay, another format. Well, I guess you take what you get, right? Alright then. Well, it's better than what I could have gotten. So, fair is fair. I gotta check, can I actually make another prime? One piece. Besides two others. Two mage. I'll need one miss headpiece. Oh, that would be tempting. Yep, I have it all. Do I want to or do I not? Should I not? Oberon. Well, I can at least do that. Although I will keep hanging on to that one. Yeah, I'll save that. Not too bad looking.
Nora's got the goods for one lucky dreamer. Who's it gonna be?
Enemies with gas damage, electricity damage. Yep, it has to be the Orval. There is nothing else to do.
Ta-ta, lovelies.
Alright, let's go. maybe it's time to start hunting for more prime pieces. Man, this area can just not take anything.
I don't give a big horse.
Quick geology lesson. Thermal fractures are what you get when you pump too much coolant into the ground too fast. Displaced thermia has to go somewhere. Now we've got thermia. Anyone else? We never talked.
Please work. Please work.
Bosses are prepping their takings for shipment to Neff's vaults. Locate the facility before the rail tractors can load up and break orbit.
Come to me through fire and war. I welcome you. Have you any parting words? Come to me through fire and war. I welcome you. The road leads on. That was speed. And the load just keeps on loading. Oh my god. Actually, what would happen if I fast travel? That would be kind of funny. Let's see if I can go back. Okay, I cannot. Yeah, I think you're crashing. Uh-huh. Why does this always happen? Why? Let me out! Let me out, please. Welcome back, Sword, and you are right. I don't think anybody came. I am very lonely. Secretly, I'm very lonely. The characters. Oh, that was hilarious. That episode was... That was the only good episode. For me, at least. Oh my god, it actually finished loading this goddamn area. Or did it crash? That's also possible. Oh, Jesus Christ, what is with this area? Oh wait, it is actually loading in. Hooray! Okay, so... Here we are. Oh, that's weird. For some reason I'm not... Ah, here we go. Now the objectives are appearing. But yeah, Sword, it seems like it's only really you and me, so hey, give me a question, and I can give you an answer to that question. That's how it should work. One question, one answer. And if I don't get a question, well, then nothing is gonna happen, is it? This lag is really annoying. I can't do this alone, though. Yeah, no, I think I'm leaving this area. This isn't just gonna work. God, that's just such a shame. I want to do this. There's stuff to do here. Yeah, I guess I'll just do rally cuts. Well, I'm trying to enter a area, Sword, and apparently for some reason it really lags today, and also yesterday. For some reason it's just very unstable this week, I think. Or maybe there's just something in the background that's making it impossible to work. Alright, yep, let's get out of here. There we go. Ah, my goodness, Warframe. Why you gotta be like this? Eh. What happens if you die? So if you die in Warframe, you go into this last stand mechanic, which I already told you. If the timer runs out, then your character dies. However, you can respawn, but you can only respawn 5 times for each mission. And if you've died 5 times, when you come back that many times, then you cannot rejoin the game. You're essentially gonna be, you know, you can observe your the rest of your team and see if they can complete the mission. And if all of them also die 5 times, then the mission is officially a failure. So usually, like, nobody ever really reaches that stage because this game doesn't really offer difficulty in that sense. It's more about, well, a grind and a journey and a goal. That is the difficulty, to reach those lengths. Although there are missions that are legitimately difficult. Some bosses are also pretty cool. Although I will say that this game does lack in the raid boss and overall boss department. They need to make it a little more exciting, interactive, and they need to put the overall combat and difficulty a little more balanced and better measured. So yeah, that's the thing. Wow, that's a lot of loading. Goddamn Warframe crashed again. Oh my god. Why are you doing this to me? Okay, there we go. I finally got out. Whew.
From long ago, for 10 years, I have been polishing this sword. Its frosty edge has never been put to the test. Now, I am holding it and showing it to you, sir. Is there anyone suffering from injustice? Keep living dreams.
It's cool you asked me that question, Sword. Some games just have a automatic ability to use Xbox controllers. In my instance, I use Xbox. as you can see right here. Warframe is actually compatible with Xbox, so all I have to do is plug it in. Of course, there are those Xbox controllers who are, you know, automatically made for PC, who have, you know, a PC cable attached to it. But there are also... Let's do a game. Who? Sure, why not? There are those controllers. If you have, like, for example, a classic Xbox controller, which I have, you can actually buy something third party, which is like a connector that you can use to connect your Xbox to any to your PC, and then you can play the game through that. And most games do have console support. There is even some games who don't have console support that you can make custom console support for. So, for example, when you, for example, press the W key, you can actually program the game itself that, like, the controller will synergize. How do I put this? So, if you press the A button on your controller, that means you'll press the Q button for your PC. You could technically, by that logic, actually play, for example, League of Legends with your controller. It wouldn't be impossible. You can do that. I don't advise that at all, but you can do it. Oh, that's cool. Nice. So yeah, that's a pretty cool thing. And it's so nice. So many games have been improved because I can play it with controller. So great. Never actually been much of a PC player in the first place. Or at least, you know, keyboard is a better way of phrasing it. Although Dashi says that if we ever play Halo together, I have to go keyboard. Because it's just, it's definitive. It's without question. Keyboard is better than controllers when it comes to reaction time. That's perfectly fine, Sword. That's good for you, honestly. It just means that, well, you're more adaptable. The only place you really need controllers for are the exclusives, right? And unless those are a problem, then yeah, PC for life. And in all honesty, I need to get more used to PC controllers. Because, I mean, it is kind of common. It's really useful to know them. And I probably will when I get Halo 3, for example. And other things. What other games actually will require PC? Because Borderlands has been very controller friendly, like since day one. A lot of my other games have been. Warframe right now. MMOs are, you know, the only thing. But many times you can play them just by clicking with your mouse. Diablo's also pretty similar, I think. But yeah, most shooters can just be played with controllers. And I feel it's just more interactive, personally. Yeah, so many times there's not really any problem. The only problem is if you want to personally be competitive, right? And if that's the case, then many times it is better to pick a PC because your mouse is just faster at reacting to things when you compare it to controller. I mean, console. God damn, I'm just mixing my words all up today. I think I'm a little tired. Okay, so what was I gonna do? Ah, yes, I was gonna do some relic hunts. Because I cannot do anything else at the moment. Let's do a little... well, one set of capture. Oh. Let's hope they have something nice and valuable on them. Actually, Sword, a question for you. Any games that are coming out right now that you're really excited for? For me, Borderlands 3 is, you know, an instant, obviously. But otherwise than that, let's see. Cyberpunk 2012 is also very high on that list. I would buy it just because CD Projekt Red is such an awesome developer. I don't think there aren't that many. Fair enough, Sword. And if nothing else, there's plenty of stuff to already enjoy, right? I think those are really the only 2 games that I'm interested in at all. What else is on the way? Actually, is there even anything good on the way right now? Anthem was a massive disappointment. I keep bringing it up for some reason, but it is true. Red Dead Redemption has already been released. Are there any franchises that I'm really excited for anymore? Nope, not much. But hey, there are always movies, right? You are so right, Sword, and I really agree with that. As a Warhammer fan would say, hope is the first step on the road to disappointment. And many times it's really good to be very skeptical, because so often they show us some of the most amazing trailers or, you know, demos. Yeah, sure, demos. But it always just turns out to be an utter disappointment. You know, it never lives up to expectations. I mean, Dashi and I have become so cynical when it comes to game journalism and, you know, what we are shown, that we almost... it's not even worth believing anything that they show. And just wait until the reviews are out and we know if it's a good purchase or not. It is thanks to that very mentality that I've avoided being burned so many times where I could have been. Same thing with movies. Boom, good shot. Relic is cracked.
That's it. You've opened the relic. Finish your mission and we'll take a look inside.
I am thinking, like, what are we gonna do tomorrow and the day after that? Because I don't want to do another Warframe stream. Those are really meant for the normal days. Yeah, taking Akachagara. What the? Akachagara. Fuck. Because I want to show you, Sword, and anyone else who's watching something new.
Excellent work. We'll interrogate the captain.
I will see if I can reach Dashi and ask him if we're gonna do Minecraft or not. If not, who knows? Who really knows? If not, maybe we can do League of Legends. I can show you something else, some other games that I have. I don't really want to stream Hearthstone, I can't do that. But God, please. What else? There's not a lot of other things I can show you, fellas. But yeah, after the stream I will see if I can contact Dashi and ask him. Maybe he can give a better response, you know? Let's see. Ooh, another capture. Alright, yeah, we'll see if it actually becomes League. Could be a lot of fun. Just casual, noob fun. I'd really like that, personally. Actually, Sword, I don't really remember. What role do you like to play? You know, my roles are bot lane, and that's mostly it. I have some experience playing jungle, some experience playing mid, and some experience playing top, but I feel mostly safe in the mid lane. But I am not a good player, really. I am pretty new.
Capture and extract our target. You found a target. Capture them quickly before they escape.
Alright, so you're not much for mid lane either, then, I'm assuming.
Well done.
In general, at least. It's really funny. That means that you and I are, like, from different worlds. That's good. That means we don't have to fight over roles. We just have to fight other people for roles. Ooh, headshots. Damn. This shot. Oh yeah! Wait. Galio mid? You serious? Like the more recent Galio. Is that a thing? I haven't played League in ages. You need to tell me like what's going on with that. I remember things back in the day. When I played Talon, it was all good. But then they gave him this new parkour ability, and it's just not the same as jumping into mid of combat and just deploying your shredders and then just going ham on the opponent. Oh, that was so wonderful. I love doing that. Talon was my main, man. And I did real good with him. And I learned in the most brutal way possible. I think I've already told you this story, but it bears repeating. When I started playing League for the first time, I wanted to instantly, go with the cool assassin guy. The cool guy with the hood, because, I played Assassin's Creed in the past. Played a lot of it, actually. I almost completed, like, every game. I stopped at Assassin's Creed 5. Anyways. Yeah, Talon's still good, but he's not the same, man. They changed his abilities. That ain't cool. I've mostly moved on to AD carries now, so I don't get a chance to play him much anyways. But I'll get to that. So, yeah. I wanted to play the assassin, and since nobody back in the day, when I played, nobody wanted to play the top lane. Nobody. So I just got the top lane all the time. So, can you imagine playing Talon, top lane, back in the day when there were like 2 top laners? I was alone. They always killed me, at least once or twice. But it was so good because essentially I managed to starve them out, and at the end I always became more powerful than them. So it always worked out at like during endgame. I had a lot of fun. I became pretty good at surviving just because of that training. And after that, I started to switch much more into the mid lane when we actually started figuring out that, oh wait, the assassins and the fragile people, they're supposed to be put in the mid lane. So like, great, I get to do that. And I played a little bit with mages, and I didn't really like that much. Until I started... yeah, sorry, late game. What the hell, I've been using Warframe so much that, when I think end game items, I... Anyways, late game. Lol. Anyways. Wait, I didn't get anything? What the fuck? Ah, whatever. Then I started playing Fizz, and oh my god, I had so much fun with them. People say that Fizz players are cunts. I'm kinda with them on that. Because I was such a cunt. Like, when I played him, I just whooped people's asses. It was so much fun to just dodge everything, stab people, and just super kill them. It was great. I had such a good time doing it. It was hilarious. Yep. And I understand why. And I don't regret a single moment of it. Like, one time I owned them so bloody hard that I had like 25 kills. What, only 25 minutes in? It was insane. I absolutely brutalized them. And so it was the first time I ever typed in, dude, easy game, man. And Dashi and Sahi both reported me because that is not nice. You shouldn't do that. And I was like, I'll take it. I deserve it, but I still had to type it in. I just had to. It was so delicious. Oh my god, I've gotten like Quadra and I think I got 1 pentakill with him or something. Oh my god, it was so fun. And of course, when it comes to top laners, I also realized that stuff like... Ooh, that's a nice color.
A Fisher. Defend yourself and use reactant to open relics.
Black.
The enemies are dropping reactant.
Dashi and Shady, sorry. They both saw me. You know, they both played with me back in the day. It was before Shady became, you know, super hardcore, you know, I have to play ranked. Can you imagine that there was actually a time when he was like that? I'm bloody surprised, just like you are. But there was a time when that was a thing. And yeah, they both reported me because I said good game easy and stuff like that, and you know. I was really rubbing it in, and I totally accepted that, and I was fine with that, because I deserved it, but I had the best of times doing it anyway.
Take a look inside.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, a Shady that doesn't really care if he wins or loses, and doesn't play ranked all the time. I tried ranked, I did not enjoy it.
No detection.
But yeah, it was after that point that I wanted to go, you know, a little more chill and protect people and, you know, take care of people. So I played a lot of support at that point. I played like a lot of Leona support, you know, tank support. I tried Braum, failed miserably with him. Because, you know, if you want to do ranked, you might as well do a class that only has to ward stuff, and you know, you're not required to be skilled or anything. And you know, that kind of worked out because I was the type of support that would throw myself at the enemy if it meant saving my AD carry. I was really good with the protection mentality. Yeah. And so Dashi was my AD carry, and I always protected him, and we were like the ultimate team together. Sometimes we were so well synergized that we just felt like a full-on cop duo. I just locked onto that bastard, and he just nailed that fucker to the ground. Just criminal apprehended, man. And we said that because we had cop skins. We actually got ourselves police skins, just so that we could do that. It was really funny. But yeah, after that, Dashi kind of got sick of playing AD carry, and he started to go jungler. And I also started to go a little bit of jungler, but that's when we... In Lotro? No, I'm still talking about League. What do we get? I guess another Sicarian, whatever. Yep. But I can talk about Lotro if you want to. But yeah, I started going to jungler. And he tried mid lane and top lane actually, quite a lot. And he realized that he hated top lane, and I was like, yeah, get used to it, it sucks, right? Oh, that's why you play the here again. Ah! Yeah, so that is kind of the reason why I pick healer. Because, you know, it's nice to help people. But it's also really fun to nuke blast people with music, you know, just screaming at them, die! Ah! Ah! Guitar solo. Play the sickest guitar solo in the world, and they just die. So yeah, that's a little bit of the reason. But the main reason was still, like, when I play a support, I am very self-sacrificing. I'm just like, you're gonna live, you bastard. I'm gonna die. Like, you better, like, I better be dead before you die. No, you're gonna live until I say, until I say otherwise. You know, it was great. What else? Yeah, so I became jungler Kha'Zix, and when I became jungler Kha'Zix, I went full on Kazakhstan on the enemy. It was crazy. I also, when I played Kha'Zix, I was so good. 20-30 kills like every game. It was absolutely nuts. And Dashi, you know, he was at top lane being miserable, getting like super even or negative stats all the time. He was super salty, just seeing me being so good. And always calling for my help. It's like, hey, I need help. It's like, no worries. I come up, brutalize his top laner. It's like, good luck. And he's like, hey, I need help again. The moment he comes back to lane, it's like, no worries, I'm coming up. The opponent dies. Like, you're welcome. And he's like, hey, I need help a third time. And it's like, no worries, I'm coming to your kill. And like the fourth time, he didn't even bother. It's like, this is embarrassing. I'm just gonna go off and, hey, can I have your jungle farm? And I was like, sure, why not? I don't really need it. And he's like, ah, you fucker.
The hunt is on, Tenno. The synthesis scanner is detecting a potential target.
It was great. And that is finally after that, they nerfed Kha'Zix, and I was like, well, this isn't any fun anymore. And then I started to play AD Carry, and that's when I fell in absolute love with Jhin. Because he's probably drinking gin like all the time. And that's about where my league history stops. Every goddamn time. This is my katana. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Oh, only 11 more excellent enemies. Seriously, what the is that even? I wish I knew.
Marines inbound.
Oops. To live in Sweden? Well, easy and easy. It kind of depends on what you're talking about. If you mean, you know, easy to find a job and that sort of thing, it's difficult, but that's because I kind of went into a side of studies that's education that really doesn't fit with what the business is looking for. So I kind of messed up on that one, which is why I'm searching for a new education that will prove more fruitful. That's kind of what I'm going to do after the summer. After that, but other than that, you know, it's cold in the winter and it's pretty warm during the summer. It's nice. People are, you know, friendly, I suppose. I mean, I know that Dashi has a very negative opinion on this place, but I don't really mind it. I'm pretty cool with it. Although I do like to take vacations just as much as the next guy. And you know, it really is nice to have all that healthcare. I mean, especially with my condition, having free healthcare has been a great boon. And honestly, I don't really feel that I would achieve anything else if I did move. So yeah, there's no real point of me leaving. But yeah, that question you give me is... It can be pretty deep. And it's really hard to really say. And it all kind of depends on like what exactly one means by easy. You've already asked, you know, Dash about that, and he's given pretty clear responses to that. And he's been that. He's said those sorts of things for a long time. He very heavily believes in it. And I think he's pretty happy where he is now. That's always good to hear.
What have you done? Synthesis only works on the living. Can you control your murderous impulses for the good of Sanctuary?
Did I have to kill him? Ah, oh well. Well, as far as I'm concerned, I like it here. It's nice. It's convenient. I think I'll be able to do good here. So I don't have anything really to complain about. The only thing that I really do wish for is that summers would last longer. You know, it could be warmer than it could be cold. Because I'm not really a big fan of the cold. And it's not very, you know, exotic in this area. But would I like to leave it? Maybe. I don't know. It would be kind of cool to spend a couple of years somewhere else. Perhaps in Canada or something like that. Half of my family lives there. It's a lot more exotic over there, I guess. You know, more warm. And the lingo is, you know, pretty good. But I think I would always like to come back, you know? I think with Sweden, it's actually a very common thing where people leave Sweden for, I don't know, a decent amount of years, but then always comes back. There's just something, you know, you're at home. And you leave the nest, but then always come back. Canada isn't that cold, actually. Although granted, I only really visit there during the summer and the Christmas time. But I feel that Canada has a lot more extreme, you know? When it's summer, it's really hot. I mean, really warm. And when you're there at Christmas, it's like avalanches of snow. It's cold as ice, man. And I like that massive difference. If you wanna, you know, if you have to feel one, it's better to have one than the other. The whole, you know, gray and dreary and it's like, bleh. That's no fun, that's depressing, and I don't like depressing things. I like happy things. And Canada speaks English, has great sense of TV, and you know, is pretty close to Canada, so I would be able to visit Dashi like much easier.
Nora is all about incentivizing.
Oh, Jesus Christ, so many enemies to kill.
Till then.
Okay, maybe it's time that I do this thing. Former Disruptor. How did I get Former Disruptors? What am I reading? Okay, so in this game, there is this radio station essentially, which is called Nightwave. And they offer these challenges, you know, like bounties almost, like kill a certain amount of enemies with this type of damage, etc, etc. Then you get these points and you unlock different things. So the next reward is napalm grenades, or, you know, stuff like that. And currently that's what I actually try to do when I do these streams. I do things on the bounty board. Some of these challenges are just ridiculously hard, though. Cruelly so, honestly. It's like, come on, win 3 games. Actually, I'm gonna try and do that. Alright, let's switch Warframe. Let's switch to something a little more stylish. Mesa, the Gunslinger. Let's go with something... Sniper could be good. But it's better to have something strong. Let's go with... Oh, what the hell is wrong with me today, Sword? I think I'm tired. I am currently eating a mixture of potatoes have been shredded into like long strings, mixed with omelette. It's really good. You should, by the way, consider taking potatoes and shred them like, you know, cheese graters? Those long things with multiple holes. Take a potato and just shred them into pieces like that. Put them on the frying pan. Then, after a while, crack like 2 eggs and have it mixed together. Mwah! Delicious. Alright, let's do the index. Good stuff. I know, right? Potatoes are so great. Seriously, one of the best vegetables that has ever that exists here on planet Earth. I'd say they are only second to rice, or maybe pasta. Alright, let's make ourselves a gun contest. You are so right. And I'm so grateful for that, because like, I am gluten intolerant. I cannot eat stuff that has wheat in it. So for example, normal pasta, cookies, that sort of thing, all of them, I can't eat them. It doesn't work for me. And that really sucks, you know? It really sucks. But no worries, there are plenty of replacements. You can eat wheat that has been created through other means, like with corn and stuff like that. But, you know, when you travel outside of your country, you know, when you can't really mix it up yourself, there are so many, you know, French fries, am I right? French fries always work. Yep, and it sucks. It sucks, honestly, more than diabetes for me, because I can control it easily. I can handle my diabetes type 1, that I was genetically given. But gluten intolerance, there is nothing I can do about that. It's just always gonna be there. And it's always something I have to fight. It's really annoying. Alright, it's time for some high noon. It's high noon. Indeed, Sword. I was diagnosed with that 3 years ago, if I am correct. I was given, you know, genetical diabetes, which it's just, you're born with it, it's in your DNA. And I was also diagnosed with gluten intolerance at the same time. So yeah, that wasn't the brightest and best weeks of my life, let me just tell you that. Yeah, it wasn't fun. But life goes on. And you know, there's still so much good about life, so many good and wonderful things to still experience, that it is not something worth giving up over. You know, I really, as I was laying in bed with, you know, tubes in my, under my skin to, you know, let's not think about that, with machines attached to me, I thought about that, and, you know, I didn't feel any despair whatsoever. There was still so much out there that was left, so much to experience, so much to see and love. And you know, my family was there with me all the way. And with today's technology, it's one of those problems is almost completely overcome. And it's all about, you know, eating the right thing anyways. Diabetes, as far as I'm concerned, is easy to conquer if you just have the right mind for it, if you're organized enough. I can tell you about it if you want to. Some of the awesome tech that we have.
Points in the open. That broker's carrying a lot of points. This is a risky transaction.
Broker's carrying.
Broker down. Shares soar on that brutal capitalization.
Alright, losers, it's Hanu. Oh, what the...
Broker down.
Well, that's the thing, Sword. I've always been a very positive individual. I've seen a lot of wonders of the world. I've been to the Grand Canyons, I've seen the Eiffel Tower. I have stared across... I've been to Las Vegas, seen the many things. I've gone to London, been inside the big clock, you know, Big Ben, ride the Paris wheel. I have seen and done a lot in this short amount of time, really. I've been to Key West, Berlin, all of these places. I've seen and experienced so much of life in this short amount of time, really. And I don't regret a moment of it. Anything, you know, there's so much to see, so much to experience. I've tasted food that I've hated and some food that I've loved. I've been on cruises to see in Rome, for example, and I've seen the Colosseum. If you haven't told, I do enjoy traveling quite a lot. And I've done this all with my family, who's been with me. And you know, that's not telling the amount of awesome movies I've also seen. So many works of art that has made me weep, cry, laugh. My brother is also great. You know, we are, you know, true bros. We spend a lot of time together. That's also why I am many times busy. I spend a lot of time with my family, because I love them. And, you know, all of that coming together, you know, and a good, disciplined, and organized mind, mixed with a good amount of technology, really just Ah, damn, they got 1 point. Oh, that sucks. All of that come together and just made it work for me. But let me tell you, Sword, what kind of technology we have today that makes diabetes almost nothing. So nowadays, instead of, you know, taking massive fuck-off needles and just jab it into your skin and, you know, take it for every time you eat, you instead have essentially a small device that you attach to your skin and they just pang in a needle. A small, tiny needle that doesn't even hurt. They will sustain you with insulin for 3 days and then you have to replace it with a new one. So all I have to do is essentially just calculate, oh yeah, I'm about to eat 1 potato. I calculate that 1 potato contains, for reference, 15, what's the English word for this? I always mix this one up. Calories. And just, I type it in on this device. You can see it here. Yeah, calories. There we go. Yeah, so 1 potato, roughly, like one that is of at the size of an egg, contains 15 calories. Then you just type it into this device that I showed you, and the device will inject me with that. Then, of course, you must also constantly monitor your blood levels, because diabetes works like this. Your body can no longer essentially break down sugar. And that's dangerous, because if sugar is allowed to just run rampant without being properly broken down, that, well, can lead to you starting to... Well, you just lose consciousness, okay? It's not good for you. So let's just say that. You'll lose consciousness because of too much sugar in your system. Pure sugar that hasn't been broken down.
You need to turn this around. Your livelihood and
so I have this device that is also another device who is actually here. This little thing. And this thing is attached to my skin for 10 days and it will monitor my blood sugar constantly, and if something happens, it starts beeping. You might have heard beeping actually in the background. That might be my devices, funnily enough. And then, you know, I will know it. It's amazing. Great tech. And that's how I am able to cope. I know, right? Just having multiple devices attached to you. One does look forward to the day where we can have, like, inbuilt lenses and stuff and just duct tape your phone to you somehow. You know, full on cyborg. One can look forward to that when that time comes. Because I will. Oh wow, I actually died. And thank you, Sword, I appreciate that. Yum. Yum.
Shocking turn of events! Appropriate expression!
Like, we all... Seriously, when the day comes where our phones can, like, almost be in our heads, or, you know, you can almost attach some sort of lens or something like that, you know? I would be really interested in that. That would be really cool. It's time. Bang. Bang, bang.
Broker down!
But yeah, Sword, like, if you're ever down, don't forget that there are people there that do care about you and want to see you get back up, and that there is so much more to life than what you might even imagine. And go get out there and experience it and see it. Both the good and the bad. Because even the bad might lead to something good and something fun to remember. Because trust me, like, some experiences when we traveled weren't wonderful, but we can laugh about them even, you know, years later down the line. I remember when I almost just freaking collapsed from exhaustion when we walked in the open sun of Los Angeles on the outskirts. Yeah, I know the Google Glasses was a thing, but they were awful. So, you know, that sucked. But something like that, right? Something that's a little cooler. Yep. Peace out. Well, that challenge went out the window. But you know, I have seen people who well, alright, sure, I can do that. I guess I'll do that after I complete this challenge. So give me a moment. Let's see what's blood level. Oh my god, this thing still can't connect. It seems to be something wrong with it today. Maybe I didn't polish it. I'll have to fix that.
Investors nervous. Brokers in position. The bell about to ring. This is the index. An eruption of chaos on the trading floor.
Alright, let's do this. Again. This is a fun little addition to Warframe. It's essentially a way of getting a lot of money. You almost play a multiplayer match against AI-controlled opponents. And when you kill them, they drop these coins. Just like when you die. And then you can bring them back to your base and score points. And our challenge right now is to do all of this without them scoring a single point on us. So hopefully that won't happen. No! Well, you see, Sword, diabetes works like this, that every normal person has a blood level, you know? Your blood level, for example, is right about 8. Like 6 to 8, I think. But for diabetics, that thing constantly shifts. And our goal as a diabetic is to keep it around 6 to 8. To keep it around normal level. But that is now us to manage ourselves. If I eat, for example, something that has a lot of sugar. Let's say that I drink an entire bottle of Coca-Cola, right? That will mean that my sugar level will skyrocket upwards, but then it will slowly start to dissipate because these sugars are so fast and actually just, you know, they don't actually stay that long. They actually break it down pretty quickly when it comes down to it. But yeah, then my blood sugar level might rise to 12, for example. Right? You following me? And so it's my job to prevent that. So I will analyze how many calories are in Coca-Cola. Analyzing, analyzing. Okay, it's insert this many calories, so I will take it. And they will counteract each other and I'll be fine. If I don't take calories, however, there's a funny thing. If you take nothing, if you don't sustain yourself with sugar, you'll also start feeling bad, because your body is no longer able to also kinda store it. So there's this balance where, I mean, we all have to eat. We all actually have to consume sugar, otherwise it actually doesn't work that well. So if too much of the sugar is burned out, you'll start feeling weak. If I, for example, slip under 6 and go into like a blood sugar level of 3 or even 2, I will not feel that good. I will feel weak, exhausted, like just overall weak, and it's not very pleasant. So it's my job to also, you know, keep that wonderful line, that balance. Not too much, not too little.
That broker's carrying a lot of points. This is a risky transaction.
Okay, where is that broker? Where is he? Where is he?
Broker down.
Well, the thing is, when it comes to soda, it's many times wise to not consume items that have a lot of sugar in them. So when it comes to soda, it's actually a good idea to take sugarless. Many things don't have any calories at all. For example, Pepsi Zero, I can drink infinite amounts of that without any regards at all because it's completely free. Normal Coke, I have to take stuff for that. While as, you know, other thing, any Soda Zero is fine, and any item that doesn't contain any calories. For example, if I made omelets, I don't have to take anything for that because omelets don't contain any calories. And also, one more thing. When you work out, when you exhaust yourself, when you train, you actually burn, you know, sugar to fuel your energy to do those things. Training is really good for if you are a diabetic because you almost become normal, actually. Your body burns sugar at a good rate, that when you eat, you burn it automatically. It comes together and becomes really well balanced on its own, so you don't really have to monitor it as much. Let's just simplify it by saying that training really helps, you know, physical training, physical exercise, which is the main reason why I do it. And I'm actually pretty happy because it is actually pretty fun.
Broker's carrying a lot of points. This is a risky transaction. Investors are eyeing those dropped points.
Okay, first and foremost, Sorty, Pepsi Zero isn't that bad. It's pretty alright. And again, Pepsi Zero, I can drink, as a diabetic, I can drink that as much as I want, and I don't have to worry about anything, because it will not affect my blood sugar at all. It'll be completely safe. And hello, Pedro Pyrus. What's up? Great to have you here. I'm currently playing Warframe and talking about diabetes. At least diabetes type 1, the genetical one, the one you are born with. How are you? A little off topic, I suppose, but hey, how are you? It's time. Damn it. I died.
Points in the open. That broker's carrying a lot of points. This is a risky transaction. Shocking
What the?
turn of events.
What killed me that time? Yeah. Usually that is my goal, actually. 2 hours of streaming. Actually, yeah, I'm landing on 2 hours in a couple of minutes.
Investors are eyeing those dropped points.
So yeah, I'll probably be ending the stream after this round. Which round are we on, actually? Yeah, so I think after I've done 3 rounds. Ah, really? You started playing Warframe just recently? That's awesome, dude! Yeah, it can be a little tough to get into, but when you get that parkour done, you're pretty much set, man. And yeah, Warframe is a grindy game. You need to be aware of that. You have to be very patient and just, you know, set yourself new goals every time. Because Warframe, it can become boring if you just stroll and wait for the game to give you something to do. It is a little bit like Minecraft. You have to give yourself projects. But if you are patient and, you know, set it up properly and also use those the currency you are given properly, then you'll do good. Yeah, I will. Don't worry, Sword, I will. After this round is over, I will quit, but I will show you before then. Don't worry. But yeah, Pedro, if you ever want some help, you can just send me a friend request and I could help you out. And if you have any questions, you know, if you need help with anything, I am also willing to tell you. All you do is ask. It's high noon.
I smell a rally. Index points up for grabs.
How do you even like kill stuff properly? How do you wield something so this bizarre? Saw blade. Ah, I understand.
Points in the open.
Sadly, I can only talk English, so sorry. But I can try to be as clear as possible if you want. But hey, no worries. If nothing else, just sit back, relax, and watch a... I'm still kind of a noob myself. Play Warframe. And actually... yeah, that's true, Sword. And it works great, by the way. Just saying. I can say this, Pedro Pyrus. Warframe promises a pretty good story, actually. All around. It promises a great amount of things for being free to play. A awesome community. Like, you ask for help, you'll get help. And if you ever get bored, I would recommend that you put Warframe down for a little bit and then come back. Because I've felt that taking breaks from Warframe then to come back is great. It's a lot of... it's really relaxing and then just becomes such a fresh new experience to come back and realize that you could just do this new goal. It's high noon. Almost. Okay, let's see. 664 seconds left. No problem. I got this. I got this.
Investors get jittery.
Yes! Okay, never mind. It's over. Nice.
Dreamers, dreamers, dreamers.
Pretty even match all around.
There
Yeah, I think so too.
no holding you.
She's 2 for 0. Alright, so that's that done. Now it's... Alright, so, sword. Let me show you then how it's done. First and foremost, you need to know your blood level. Your blood sugar level, to be exact. I have this little device here, right here, that'll measure it. Yes, absolutely, Pedro, you can add me. Although I'm not sure if I will not be available after this, I will stop, but who knows, right? If I'm ever around, you can give me a message and I might be able to help you out. Absolutely. So anyways, this little thing will light up and essentially give me a number. If the number is, for argument's sake, my number right now is 7, it means that my blood sugar level is A-OK, which means I don't need to add more or add less insulin to combat the calories that I'm about to consume. You follow? Then I go into this thing. I activate it, type in the blood sugar level that I have, and then I type in the calories. Then this lovely thing will actually calculate how many doses of insulin I should receive, my body needs to receive. And I do that very thing, so I'm gonna consume 15 calories. My blood sugar level is 7. And so it recommends me to take 1.15 units. And then I just click confirm, and there we go. It really doesn't get more simple than that. There we go. Ah, my nickname. I can show you here on my menu. It is Farsight with a big S. Ah, yes, that is also something that I forgot to mention. Sometimes, and usually it's a good idea to do this sometimes, you can stick yourself in your finger to measure your blood with another different device. Which, I mean, might as well do it right now. Actually, I haven't done it in a while, so might as well, right? No, actually, I do not. This device only stings when you actually insert it. And then it's going to be there for 3 days, and when it gives you insulin, you don't feel anything. You see how we live in a wonderful age? However, these things, they do, you know, they sting a little bit, so I'll make myself bleed. How can I show this properly? So yeah, there we go. I just got a little stung. Squeeze out a little bit of blood. And put it on this device. Ah, not enough blood. Ah well. I'll just do that again. Sure, I can try. Give me a moment. Give me a longer moment, actually. My game seems to be a little, or my web browser seems to be a little chuggy at the moment. Ah, there we go. Alright, let's add you. Given username doesn't exist. That's odd. It could be we are from last long. Could be that we are on different countries. Maybe that doesn't allow us to join, but that sounds ridiculous, right? Well, Sword, wait. Let's see, do you feel anything? Dude, he's playing on Xbox. Well, alright, that's... Ah, well, yeah, then we can't sadly join each other. So, yeah. In that case, you are gonna come to me and ask for help, and I will give you wisdom. But yeah, if you're playing on Xbox, then sadly we cannot join each other. I play on PC. Ugh. Alright, so yeah. But hey, come to me if you ever need advice. You know, you can watch my streams if you want to. You know, check out what I'm doing. Can be a good idea. Let me tell you one good piece of advice, if you can understand what I'm saying right now. Relic hunts are the best way to earn in-game currency. And that in-game currency can be used, you know, for buying the weapons or trading the items that you really want, and getting cosmetics that you might want. You can gain anything in this game without paying a dime if you're clever about it. So that's cool, right? And if nothing else, there are plenty of good YouTube videos out there that can help you. But yeah, I am about to conclude this stream. It's been going on for quite a while, so I will see you next time. It might be tomorrow. It might be the day after tomorrow, but it will definitely be at some point. So Sword, personally, I'm not going to promise anything. I will see if I can contact Dashi and ask him what the plans are. You know, if Minecraft is going to be a thing, if League can be a thing, if anything can be a thing. It'll all depend on what's going to happen. I might even be super busy tomorrow. I don't know. I will try my best, and I'll tell you on Discord, if nothing else, okay? I just hope that you can be understanding about that. But it's time to say what my friend Dashi usually says. So, if you like this stream, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like this what the fuck? If you didn't like this stream, don't click the dislike button, because come on, man, you gotta be cool. You wanna be cool, right? I'm pretty cool. And I wouldn't dislike anything. Sort of, sometimes. And if you like the stream, you can always join our Discord. There's a lot of cool people there, like a certain Sorty right now. Who is just giving a great reference on top of just being cool. The ShadyGoats community never sleeps, and it's a big community at this point. It's just growing by the day, by the hour. If you want to see more streaming, my friend Shady streams League of Legends quite often. And you might even see Dashi at some point. Who knows? Until then, I will see ya.